so much to talk to you about today. So just sit back for 8 or so minutes and let's have a chat about what's going to be happening in regards to me and sort of playing. Now, we know the direction I've sort of gone in recently, very much down the commentary and the punditry role, and that's sort of the direction I want to go. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I don't want to still throw some darts, considering I haven't really played now for what's going to be about 10 months very soon. And when I say not play much, I mean no matches whatsoever and very, very little practice. Now, just to catch everyone up to speed, the reason I stopped playing was I was struggling for many years in regards to a wrist issue. Not only was the wrist, it then started to affect the nerve, the radial nerve that goes down the arm. So I ended up with a bit of nerve damage there as well. I had a lot of treatment in order to keep playing to try and get to Lakeside, because that's what I wanted to do, get to Lakeside and have an appearance on that iconic stage. And that was what I thought would be it. I thought I'd be quite settled with that. But what I found in these last 10 months when I've not really been playing is I felt like a real big part of my life is missing. And that's down to competition. Now, one of the things I've always had is a very competitive lifestyle, whether it was through MMA, through wrestling, through boxing, and through darts. Maybe football as well could be put into that one. Whatever I've done in my life, I've always had some form of competition, something to look forward to have that sort of win and lose, that sort of thrill of the battle. And one thing I've noticed is I haven't had that a lot. And do you know what? It's really causing some very strange moments. Like there'll be times I'll just sit there and my heart's going, and I can feel my heart going. You know, it's almost like a form of anxiety. Oh, knock the camera. It's almost like a form of anxiety going, where it's like I'm not getting that thing. You know, some people are just, I believe, built in different ways, and you know, from as young as I can remember, I've always done something competitive, and the last sort of 10 months I've not had that in my life, and I feel like it's really missing. So I thought maybe I could have that again with darts. Now, we know that punditry is sort of the way I want to go with things, but one of the things that I always want to remember is you need to be very relevant to the feelings. A lot of the time on commentary, I'm describing or trying to paint a picture of the emotion that a player is going through. So I think it's very, very relevant that you need to be in touch with those feelings as much as possible so that you can portray them. So some of this is also going to be down as potential research, just to make sure that I'm still feeling like you don't forget what that feeling feels like. You don't forget that thrill of the win or the loss, or the thrill of the fight, shall we say, if we want to quote Rocky. So is darts something I could do this in, or do I need to go take up poker? Do I need to go take up tiddlywinks? I need something competitive in my life. So darts is my first love. That's what we're going to go for. So I've been making some changes. I did a video at the start of this year where I changed my grip, went to the UK Open qualifier after Lakeside. I ended up averaging 91 for the day. I was happy with that. I've stuck with that. So you can go check that video out. I will put it on the screen somewhere or in the description somewhere, so if you can check that out. But so this is my dart, and traditionally, like we said before, the grip is here, the finger and the thumb. That I was finding was putting a lot of strain on my wrist, and I wasn't able to turn the wrist at the throw. So I ended up throwing the dart very sort of direct without getting sort of a nice arc on it, which was costing me a lot of consistency. So I changed the grip to be here, the finger and the middle finger and the thumb, and then this one just balancing and supporting it so it doesn't end up tipping it down. This, I found that I was able to use the wrist in a way that wasn't impacting on that damaged nerve in my wrist, so I was able to throw. Now, when I was able to throw like this, I was able to change back to a slimmer flight. Now, if you remember when I was playing in the World Championships before, I always used to use a slim flight, and then I had to change to get a bigger flight, and then a standard, so I sort of went through all the sizes. Now I've been able to come right down. Now, this probably isn't the finished article, it's a moulded system, which I'm not the biggest fan of in the world, but it's a slightly bigger than a slim flight, so it just gives a little bit more catchment, and finding this is working really well for me. Not only that, I've made some adaptations to my throw where I'm looking for some sustainability. So instead of a lot more arm movement, moving the arm forward and backwards, it's more just a pick up and go, which I'm finding is working, and I'm getting some really good rhythm with that as well. So that's all working out quite well for me so far. So quite happy with what's going on the practice board. So I need to go and put this to the test. This is the bit where I think you'll probably be quite excited. So I've mentioned before that I'm probably going to be playing the Super Series. I can confirm I am this series going to be playing the Super Series. Hopefully going to be getting through to Saturday night. That Saturday night would be the 25th of October. So if you do want to see me play, hopefully at the Super Series, get your tickets booked for Saturday the 25th of October. We'll have a good night down there that night. Only 96 tickets are available, by the way, guys, for that. So if you do want to come and watch, please do get those booked in early. Not only that, I think that's the start of things. 8 matches guaranteed at the Super Series in a pressure environment, cameras on you. That's what we want. We want to feel that again, just so we can see where we are. I'm going to go to Budapest. So I'm going to go to Budapest, where the World Masters, the World Open, and all those things are going to be taking place. But most importantly, I'm going there for the World Championship qualifier. I'm going to go play that. Again, if I play like I've been doing in practice, I will probably get through. But pre-season training compared to match day, completely different. So again, this is purely just to get a feel for it again, see where we are. I'm also looking at potentially, if I'm free and available when it's announced, of doing the ADC Global Championship qualifier as well. So they're the things I'm looking at doing this year, just to get some action, and some action that means something. For me, I can't go down my local or go to a local competition and get that feeling. It needs to have something at the back end of it for me to get that real match feeling. So I'm going to do those 3 events definitely. Hopefully I'll be able to get to a few more or something this year, which leads us to 2026. 2026, I'm going to try and get a little bit more regular in regards to playing, but I'm going to jump across 3 different circuits in order to sort of get that feeling and get that vibe. Now, the first place I'm going to be going is to Q School. So I'm going to go to PDC Q School. However, I'm only going for Phase 1. I will not go to Phase 2. If you go to Phase 2, you potentially win a tour card. I don't want a tour card right now. I want to go and play on the Challenge Tour. There's a lot of carrots dangled on the Challenge Tour these days. There's a lot of good players on there, and it's a perfect professional environment. That's where I want to try and play my darts. So I want to go and take part there. Now, when I played a lot of the WDF events last year, I had fun. But I feel like I had fun, like having fun, not I'm having fun having a competition. I'm having fun having a battle. So I think that's where I'm going to get that in regards to Challenge Tour. I will do some WDF events. So myself and Zach, who we did the vlogs with, we want to get out there, do some more vlogs, do some more travel stuff. So we'll be doing that as well in 2026, picking and choosing a few events. I will also pick and choose a few ADC events, because I call a lot of stuff where we have ADC qualifiers. So I need to get a feel for that system as well. So it's kind of research, but also at the same time, something I need to go and experience. So across the 3 systems, I will be playing some darts in 2026. Now, I've got a couple of sponsors coming on board. Mission, as always, are coming on board. OLBG are coming on board again to support me in regards to my hopes and aspirations in 2026. So there's some spaces there as well available on the shirt. If anyone wants to get in touch. You could be coming on the journey with me. But in the meantime, before we get to 2026, before we get to October and beyond, I need to get myself ready. And the best way I can get ready, and the best way I can make sure I don't get idle with this, is to be on here, to be live streaming. So moving forward, you may find quite a few evenings now where I'm going to be here at the Edgar TV studios on the practice board, live streaming practice sessions or matches. So if you want to see some of those, just hit those subscribes. I've done a few of these earlier on in the year. They was quite popular, so I'll be doing the same sort of thing. I'll be coming up with some practice drills and routines, so you can come and see how I practice and how I get ready, and sort of be on that journey as we get ready for the Super Series, which will be the first outing for me later in October this year. In regards to the wrist, at the moment, I don't see any issues appearing. The thrower which I'm using is using different parts or different movements, which shouldn't impact where that injury is cited for me over the years. Not only that, I've been spending a lot of time. You may have seen I've lost a bit of weight as well, put on a bit of muscle. I've been doing a lot of training down the gym over the last sort of 8 months just to try and build up around the area, and working alongside some really good coaches with some great routines to try and find some sort of sustainability and things. So there's something that's worked for me. I'll also be doing videos as we get closer closer to the time as well about how you can incorporate gym. A lot of people want to go to the gym, but they're scared it could infect the darts. That's going to be coming on this channel as well. So loads of reasons to subscribe. But for now, guys, there's going to be lots of hopefully darts and outings coming, and hopefully you're going to follow me on the journey. We've got some live streams coming that's going to guide us all the way in. I'll keep you updated as we go. There'll be updates, vlogs, there'll be all sorts of things. But right now, the road starts here.